Hello, Dense MC here with another Charlie's Angels summary and review. Broadcast on November 10th, 1976, this is the 7th episode. Volunteering as a big sister to troubled youths, Kelly takes an abandoned autistic boy to Pike Amusement Park in Long Beach, California to help him open up. Two thugs, just finished with a hit, bump into the child and unknowingly drops a gun in front of him. Fascinated by a real firearm, he tries to play with it and winds up shooting chaperone Kelly in the head. Scared, the boy runs away, and the thugs must silence them both before they are recognized. Down one angel, Jill and Sabrina are in a race against the thugs to find the child, wandering the beach in search of parts from Kelly's fairy tale. If the summary sounds familiar, that's because writer Rick Husky recycled it from a previous show he worked on, Mod Squad. The 1971 fourth season second episode, titled Cricket, has most of the same story points. Julie tells the titular Cricket about a princess fairy tale while taking the troubled, I guess the word autistic wasn't common yet, youth out to a lake. The mute boy finds a gun dropped by a villain and accidentally shoots her. Running away in a panic, he collects things from the fairy tale while interacting with random people, one of whom turns out to be his mother. This episode features Dennis Dymster as Skip the autistic boy. He's better known today as Dennis Dymster Denk, director of the Desire TV show. Robert Donner as senior mob hitman Corbin. And Craig Ludwin as Ricky Masters, the newbie mobster who loses his gun. Also appearing in the episode is Lee Bryant as Gail Francis, Skip's mother. George Kramer as Gail's fiancé Cliff. And Carol Jones as Kathy, the woman who wears a Starsky and Hutch t-shirt Skip encounters in his fairy tale quest. The Starsky and Hutch TV show was in its second season and produced by Spelling and Goldberg, the same team as Charlie's Angels. At the start of the episode, the Angels are hanging out with Bosley and the voice of Charlie in the Townsend office when casual talk turns into why Kelly can't join them. Charlie even says the title of the episode during the exchange. The way the scene is acted with Jill and Sabrina hints that Kelly is on a date with a mystery man, and it's serious, almost led me to believe that they know it's her volunteer work child, but are just teasing Charlie. It isn't until after an emotional rush to the hospital with Kelly limp on a stretcher that they begin to question who the mystery man is. Seriously, both Kate Jackson and Farrah Fawcett's dramatic acting in this scene is amazing. Back in episode 3, Night of the Strangler, I noted the show's negative way of depicting the pornography industry, and the obsession continues here. On the trail of finding Skip, Jill and Sabrina question a card maker who wants a favor in return for his info. He's starting up a new girly mag and needs models and states that they don't have to be fully nude. Jill and Sabrina then pretend to be cops and wonder aloud what the first-time conviction of soliciting for pornographic materials would be. While a funny exchange, there is no such charge, especially under the way it was verbally conducted here. The scene which stands out the most to me is when Skip finds his old home. He's just standing there staring through the glass doors at Gail and Cliff. Although partly obscured by lacy curtains, you can still see Skip's entire motionless form like something out of a horror movie. It doesn't help that Gail's response was a dreamy recognizance, bringing Skip inside to a waiting lunch, all in front of a reasonably baffled fiancé Cliff. The most interesting quote of the episode? Corbin is reading a newspaper article about the missing kid and Kelly in the hospital. Ricky returns from somewhere after doing something, and after Corbin expresses to Ricky that they need to close loose ends, says, "Too bad about Miss Kelly Garrett. She sounds like an angel." The show is pretty straightforward until it gets to Skip's interactions with his mother and the dumb way the two mobster wannabes go about trying to eliminate suspects. After shooting Kelly, Skip runs off and encounters random people along the beach strip, picking up a stray kitten too. He finds his mother's beach house and she explains that her marriage fell apart due to a difference in how to raise him. This is what caused her to abandon him. She confesses to the new fiancé and he agrees to help, which means she didn't tell him about having a child, abandoning said child, and why she got divorced in the first place. Those would be huge red flags to me. Anyway, Corbin visits Kelly's hospital room posing as Skip's estranged father to pump her for information on the child's whereabouts. Kelly is slow to react to Corbin's slip-up, understandably given her condition. But when Kelly figures it out, she phones the mother telling her that she just spoke to the quote-unquote father. This elicits a wildly emotional response from the mother, saying the original father is dead, and promptly hangs up. What an odd scene. And at no point do either Corbin or Ricky try to kill the easily killable Kelly, despite saying they need to do so twice. It's as if Ricky disappears halfway through the episode, leaving Corbin to do all the work alone. During the action-packed conclusion, the Angels bring the police with them for a change. In fact, it's one of the police cars that stops a fleeing Ricky. In the epilogue, we see Cliff teaching Skip fishing while the Angels and the mother look on, the mother promising to do a better job this time. Cough. Yeah, right, whatever, lady. I wonder where the cat went. I know a lot of viewers don't like this episode due to the emphasis on the kid's journey and undeserved feel-good ending. Personally, I don't mind the kid at all. There were a lot of these types of episodes in 1970s and 80s shows, so to me it's kind of nostalgic. Plus, this is done way better than the Mod Squad version. Heck, it's better acted than any version of its type. The only thing that really brings it down is the awkward interactions with the kid's mother. It really stands out, and because it's part of the conclusion, it makes you stop and think about it, which isn't a good thing when Modern Sensibilities tells you that this isn't a realistic conclusion. IMDb gave this a 7.0 out of 10, and I can't raise the number higher, despite low-key kind of liking the episode. Good morning, Charlie.